What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society. And welcome to reality, guys. Today we have Q&AF. That's where you, the listener, get to submit your questions, and then we answer them. You can submit your questions, which can be about anything. This is a personal development, entrepreneurship-based show. I know a lot of you guys think that it's a society and culture-based show, but it's not. We were the MFCEO project for a number of years before we were this show, and I am starting the MFCEO project again, which I'm going to do on a little unique way, a different way than we did last time. And I'll have news for that. I'd say probably around the end of the month is when we'll be launching that. It's just for you guys that are asking. But the point is, personal development, how to win, business, success, that's the wheelhouse. If you want to ask about anything else, totally cool too. Like what's going on in the world, I'm cool to talk about that as well. Other times you tune in. Now we do things a little differently on the show. Oh, I forgot. Where can they send the questions in?
Guys, as always, email those questions in to askandy@andyfrisella.com.
Thanks. I almost forgot you, man.
Hey, yeah, I mean, it happens.
My bad. All right. You can also submit those questions or drop them in as a comment underneath the full-length episodes on YouTube of the Q&AF episodes. So, and if you're not subscribed to YouTube, you should, because we're doing not just the full-length podcast. I have a couple unique once a month shows that I'm going to be dropping into YouTube that are going to be totally different than anything I've ever done before. So that's something that you guys are probably going to want to check out. So if you're not subscribed to YouTube, go check that out. Other shows that we have within the show, okay, we do things a little bit differently. We're not just a regular talk show. We have many different formats. Today, you're going to hear Q&AF, which is focused mainly on personal development. Other times you tune in, we have CTI. CTI stands for Cruise the Internet. Now, what we do on those days is we cruise the internet. We put up topics here on the screen. We talk about what may be true, what may not be true. We speculate on what's going on, and we have a good time doing it. We laugh, we make fun, we make politically incorrect humor. And if you're into that shit, you'll like that show. Other times we have Real Talk. Real Talk is just 5 to 20 minutes of me just giving you some real talk. These are where most of the sound bites that you guys hear on TikTok and Instagram and shit come from my Real Talks, okay? So it's a little more motivational, a little more fast-paced. And I need to get back to doing it because I really like doing those episodes. Full length is what you're used to seeing on most other episodes. It's most other shows. It's a bunch of people sitting around having a conversation. And for all of that, we do it a little differently here. Now, you're not going to hear me read ads. You're not going to hear me, talk about a bunch of stuff that I get paid to talk about that I don't actually use. I don't do that. I like to be authentic with you guys. I like to tell the truth. I don't want some fucking guy who's paying me over here telling me I can't say this or that. I keep the show very authentic in that manner. And in exchange for that, I ask that if you get value out of the show, if it helps you, if it teaches you something, if you thought it was good, if it entertained you, if we did a good job on the show, all I ask is that you share it. That's it. You don't got to buy shit. I'm not asking you to buy my shit, although it is appreciated if you do. I appreciate you guys. There's a lot of you guys that really support my companies. I appreciate the fuck out of that. I'm not discounting that. But what I'm saying is you won't hear me on here talking about that shit all the time. Okay. I rarely talk about my actual stuff to sell you guys. And I like to keep it real, man. Like if we do good, you do good by us. And if we don't do good, don't share the show. I think that's fair. Yeah. So anyway, what's happening?
What's going on, man?
Oh man, I'm fucking running around here like crazy today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been fucking nonstop since I woke up this morning. But that ain't no different than any other day.
I might say it just sounds like a normal Wednesday.
Yeah, we were just talking about this, like people really have the wrong idea of what being an entrepreneur is all about. And they think of it like just the glory shit. Like they think of the title, like, oh, CEO. They think, oh, it must be great. Must be super cool. Everybody fucking thinks you're the man. Bro, nobody thinks you're the man. Everybody hates you. Like everybody brings you their dirtiest shit and they tell you, man, I don't know what to do. You got to fix it.
Yeah.
They don't hate you. But you know what I'm saying?
Shit out this pile of shit.
Yeah, bro. Like the minute you walk into whatever it is that you're doing, dude, your whole job, like this is a CEO job, dude. CEO job is to paint the vision, execute the vision, and then handle the shit that comes with it. And handling the shit that comes with it makes up 80% of the time, right? Because you don't have to paint the vision every day.
Yeah.
All you got to do is paint the vision and set it in motion and get it to go. But the shit part, that happens every day. And so like people don't talk enough about that because like, bro, the reality is a lot of people aren't in a position. I see a lot of people being convinced that they are entrepreneurs by people who are also not entrepreneurs.
Right.
They're also not operators. You know, running a ClickFunnels, talking about coaching and selling shit on, on the internet, that's not a business, bro. Like, that's not building a business. Like, okay, for Russell Brunson, who invented ClickFunnels, yes, that's a fucking great business. But like,
but you're buying his shit now, right?
Yeah, but like, dude, the point is, we have a lot of people pretending, and then we have a lot of people believing the pretending, and those people that are believing the pretending are making life decisions that are going to end up fucking really hurting them because of that.
Yeah,
and it's frustrating to watch the state of the internet. I haven't been able to be on it for the last week because they don't like me either. But it is what it is, and it makes me sad because, like, dude, a lot of people, I think that if I took a big percentage of the humans that want to be entrepreneurs and they shadowed me for a fucking single day, they would reconsider. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's hard as fuck, dude. And like a lot of these other people out there, they won't tell you that because they're insecure. They're not. I can't think of a success coach out there off the top of my head that is actually telling the truth about how hard shit really is. And it, do you think it's just me?
Because they can't.
Hold on. Yeah. Do you think it's just me? Do you guys really think it's just me saying that? Like, do you think I'm just saying, like, it's just hard for me? Right. You don't think it's hard for these other fuckers? They're not telling you, bro, because they don't want you to fucking shy away from buying their shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to convince people it's going to be easy. It's like back in the day, like, back in the fucking early 2000s, that you hear these commercials all over the internet. In fact, I heard one the other day from this company in St. Louis, which shocked me that the FTC even allows it. But they're, lose weight, no effort, no diet, no surgery, no work, no activity. Like, bro, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. And then what happens is these people go and they fucking try this shit and it doesn't fucking work. Okay. And it doesn't work because it's a lie. But then these people don't know that it's a lie, so that they go home and you know what they do? You know what they say to themselves? They look themselves in the mirror and they say, fuck, bro, I guess I'm just fat. I'm different. My metabolism is fucked up. I'm big bone. It runs in my family. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And they tell themselves all these things. They blame themselves when in reality, the person's fucking lying to you.
Yeah.
Like, bro, losing weight is hard. You have to do things that make you uncomfortable. You have to fucking restrict your calories. You got to drink water. You got to have activity. These are things, you got to burn more calories than you fucking consume consistently for a long period of time. This is math. This is math. Okay. And it doesn't matter what pill or what powder. And that's coming from someone who runs one of the biggest fucking supplement companies on the planet. There's no magic pill. And there is no magic pill, just like for that, like for business.
Yeah.
There's no fucking magic pill, bro. There's no magic pill. And like, dude, it's frustrating, dude.
Yeah.
So
would you say to just accept that it's going to be hard, but that you don't focus on how hard it is. You just focus on not fucking quitting. Is that the mystique of it?
I mean, if you focus on how hard it is all the time, it's going to feel harder than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people who suffer from anxiety, right? Like, which I have as well in the past and still currently have episodes of it. But when you focus on anxiety, right? And you're like, fuck, I want to feel zero anxiety. And your focus is entirely on the anxiety. The minute that anything happens throughout the day that causes you any reasonable level of normal anxiety that a human being would feel, you go to super mega anxiety because now your expectations were wrong. Okay. And now you've not been able to manage that expectation and the anxiety has come in and now you're like, fuck, I can't get through a fucking day because without feeling like this. And like, dude, you throw this fuck and it gets way worse. Okay. And this is what people do in their lives. They do it over and over and over again. They do it in different areas. They do it with their fucking physique. They do it with their career. They do it with their fucking, their mental health. They do all these things. What you focus on is going to feel more intense than it really is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's important that you select consciously what it is you're going to focus on that is going to help you progress down the path. So like, I don't fucking think about how hard it is. I just accept that it's hard.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I just, you know, and the quitting part at this point, it's not even an option. Like, I don't consider that either. Like, it's more so like when bad shit happens, it's like, fuck. All right, well, what do we got to do to fix it? And then we fucking start fixing it. You know what I mean? And that's the game of business, dude. Like, we live in this highly critical internet era, right? Like, where you have every fucking troll on the internet trying to pick apart everybody's fucking business. And it's always the medium and small businesses that they try to trash. And they don't give a fuck that, you know, all these other companies are donating billions of dollars to fucking world political initiatives that are actually enslaving them or fudging elections, or they don't think twice
clearing
about
out rainforests.
They don't think twice about the big companies, bro.
Right.
But like a little company or medium company fucking does one thing and the internet fucking explodes. Right. And dude, we live in this overly highly critical. And this is why it's important that you guys don't pile on with cancel culture. Like you fucking should know better than that. That's a fucking communist weapon. Like when you pile onto it, even if you agree with it, you're participating in communist shit.
From either side to either way. Yeah.
Yes. So, but the point I'm trying to make here is that what can you do, dude? All you can do is accept things for what they are and say, fuck, okay, that got fucked up, or that was fucked up, or we did this, or, you know, we didn't do this, and we got to change that. And you keep moving. And like, that's really it, dude. Like, that is it. The game is so fucking simple. It's so simple, it can be described in fucking 2 steps. Yeah. And I say it all the time, but I'll say it again because it's important for you to understand. If you are intelligent enough to, when you touch a hot stove, if you can learn immediately to not touch it twice, which most of us do, okay? Most of the humans possess that skill, okay? When they were a little kid, did you ever touch a stove?
No, forget.
I did too, bro. Yeah. Did you touch twice?
No.
Fuck no, me neither.
Nope.
Okay, so if you have that ability inside of you to make a mistake and correct it immediately and not do it again, bro, you have probably the most valuable skill in entrepreneurship. And everybody has it. Okay? But the other skill, okay, which is required is not quitting. All right? So it's persevering through all this process of attempting to go out and do something, making a mistake, making a mess of it, correcting the mess, moving forward a little further until a new mess comes, correcting that mess, learning the lesson, continuing to move forward. This is the process of business. People think, like, you guys, a lot of you guys really believe that it's like the smooth sailing fucking thing. It's a fucking war, bro. It's chaotic as fuck. It's hard as fuck. And anybody who's built anything real will tell you that, dude. They might not tell you that publicly because they want you to buy their shit.
Right.
But they'll tell you private.
Yeah.
Because it's the truth.
Absolutely.
You know?
Can I ask you this? Because
and the ability to not quit is a skill that you must develop.
Yeah.
That's where 75 Hard, Live Hard can really help you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. It helps you develop the grit, the perseverance, the fortitude, the toughness that you need to persevere. If you can get through 75 days or a year of Live Hard, bro, I can promise you, you have every bit of ability to push through on an entrepreneurship journey.
That's when my ass was out at midnight last night.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stop.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta get done.
And that program's free, by the way, and it's episode 208.
I do want to ask you though, because when it comes to like the touching the hot stove and you talk about not making these same mistakes over and over again, have you found like that people sometimes will minimize how bad the fuck up actually was to try to like, oh, well, it wasn't that bad. The stove wasn't really that hot. So like,
yeah, bro, that's human nature.
Yeah.
Like, human nature is to justify your own actions, like, which causes more problems because if you don't acknowledge the severity of the fuck up that you made, what you're doing is you're readjusting your baseline to accept that as an acceptable level of fuck up.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So like, dude, it's very important that when you are self-assessing for what you did, that you give an honest assessment. Now, that doesn't mean be harder on yourself than you need to be. That means tell the truth. Okay. Like, because people tend to do one of two things, right? There's being too easy on yourself over here. There's being too hard on yourself over on the other side of that scale. And then in the middle somewhere, there's the truth. Okay. And so like, dude, getting yourself in a place where you can tell yourself the actual truth of whatever it is going on is very, very powerful and advantageous because most people can't do it.
Yeah.
Most people are always too hard on themselves, okay, or too easy on themselves. Like, you guys ask why I'm so aggressive with my delivery sometimes. Well, the reason is because in my course of life, I found that most people are far too easy on themselves, not too hard on themselves. Okay. A lot of people out there, you know, that say like, oh, dude, I'm overwhelmed, blah, 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 blah. I'm having all these problems. This is so fucking hard. If you really dig into what's going on with them, bro, they're not really applying themselves and they're not being honest with themselves about the reality. And so those people who think they're over here where they're being too hard on themselves are actually on the other side, but just speaking a different language to themselves. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
They're not telling themselves the truth. And you have to be honest with yourself. Are you actually fucking doing what you're supposed to do? Are you running the plan? Are you fucking executing? Are you doing these things, or are you meaning to do these things and these things aren't happening? Because those are two different things. And if you're not having a result, the result is actually always the same reason why it's not produced. It's produced because no matter what your intent is, no matter how you feel about it, no matter what you fucking think needs to happen and what you know is supposed to happen, the reason the result is not materializing is because you're not executing the right way. That's it. That's the only reason. This is math. It's 1 + 1 = 2. It's 2 + 2 = fucking 4. And they're like, dude, if you put the inputs, you're going to get the fucking outputs. But the inputs have to be made for a consistent long time before you ever start seeing the outputs. And then if you continue to invest when you start seeing the outputs go up exponentially. Success, growing a business, building something of significance, a life, a fitness journey, whatever. It fucking doesn't matter. It all works on a hockey stick style curve, okay? So if you lay a hockey stick down on the ground with the handle of the hockey stick on the ground and the blade sticking up in the air, that, if you draw a line like that, okay, that's what success looks like on a curve. It does not look like this diagonal line. It looks flat, 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 fucking up. And that's how it works. That's how it works with your fitness. You guys who have dieted over and over and over again, and you get in 3, 4 weeks, you're like, fuck, nothing's happening. Bro, nothing happens until like you're after 5 or 6 weeks in. And then after fucking 5 or 6 weeks, you start accelerating the results. Mm-hmm. So you're not even giving yourself enough time to see what the fuck the result is of the work that you put in because you're quitting. And this is what people do. They quit way too fucking soon, or they quit literally right, like that meme, you know, there's that meme of the guy digging for diamonds, right? Yeah. And there's the guy and he's like frustrated and he quits and he's like 1 inch away from the diamonds. And then there's the guy that fucking just keeps going. He gets the fucking diamonds. Mm-hmm. And this you can replace the diamonds with your fitness, your business success, your life success, your relationships, everything I've found in my experience in life works on that. You could draw a curve that looked just like that hockey stick, bro, and it's almost every single thing. You're going to have to put in shit. You're going to have to put in inputs for much longer than you think necessary. And then if you continue to put in inputs when the curve starts to curve and you see success and don't do what most people do when they start to see a little success is they stop putting the inputs in. This is the fucking part where compounding interest starts to take over. So if you continue to put the inputs in or even put in inputs better when the curve starts to go up, you'll fucking accelerate that curve tremendously. And the results that you'll get will compound. And like, dude, people have a hard time seeing how this works because the truth of the matter is, bro, most people haven't stuck with anything long enough to really fucking see it happen for themselves. And I'm not saying that to hate on anybody. It's just the truth. We're inundated with bullshit. Yeah. You know, 7-minute abs, right? Lose 30 pounds in fucking 30 days. Shit like that. Become a millionaire in fucking 2 weeks. Last year I was living in my mom's basement. Today I'm living in this fucking mansion a year later. Like, bro, this is all fucking flash in the pan bullshit. If you want to live a real life, if you want to have real success, you're going to have to understand that the investment has to be made, and it has to be made much longer than you think it has to be made. And if you make that investment and you keep going and you keep putting the work in, this is why I talk about the work coming before the belief. When you start to see the results, most people that are winners will pour in more. Right? Yeah. Like when you start to see shit
confirmation, it's working.
Yeah. Now you start actually pouring in and then it goes fast.
Right.
And so I was just talking to some of the guys in the lunchroom, and one of my buddies here has a picture of the old HQ, and he didn't work here until we had a new HQ. Okay. And he has a picture in his office of the old HQ. And I was walking by and I saw it and I was like, holy shit. Like this looks like fucking kindergarten. Like, cause that's how small it was compared to this. And I said, well, why? I said, why do you got that in there? Because he wasn't there. Yeah. He was only here. And he's like, dude, I put it in there for perspective because I wasn't there. And I'm like, fuck, I like that.
Yeah.
And he goes, He goes, yeah, man. He goes, humble beginnings. I go, no, bro. No, not humble beginnings. I said, that was 20 years in. That was 20 years in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
People don't get that.
Fucking perspective.
People think it's a fucking, like, bro, people think it's like this bullshit fairy tale story. Like, bro, I slept in the back of my store for 3 fucking years. Okay. I made $58,000 my first 10 years in business. Fucking 10 years, 58 grand. I could have made more working at fucking McDonald's, bro. Okay. But in my 11th year, I made 180 grand. My 12th year, I made 7 figures. I never made less than that ever again. That's how the fuck it works.
That's some extra fucking sauce.
I mean, I'm just being real, dude. Like, you have to understand how the game works to play the game. You know, dude, my biggest thing.
Just imagine if you would have quit at year 10.
Bro, I almost quit every day.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro, I almost quit this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's every day. It's just part of who the fuck I am. Like, you'll see me bitch. You'll see me complain. I'll fucking yell and scream, get mad and pissed off. But, bro, you never see me fucking quit. It won't happen. I can't quit, dude. I can't quit.
Just keep fucking showing up.
I cannot do it. It's not within my capacity. I can't do it because I've seen enough of what is produced when you don't to understand why it's important not to. And like, dude, if you could just possess those 2 skills I talked about a minute ago, which is learning from your mistakes, adding a skill set into your belt, and then persevering through the fucking hard time. And bro, sometimes the times are going to be hard. We're not going to talk about hard day, bro. I'm not talking about hard week. I'm talking about years of hard. Like, like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain it, how hard it really is. It just really is. It's just hard to explain it.
Yeah.
It's hard to fucking explain it. And like, dude, I can't, how do you explain perspective like that to someone who walks in a building like this for their first real job? How do you explain that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, bro, imagine
like a fucking history.
How long
like
you work for me
museum,
now?
3 years.
Imagine you not making a single fucking dollar the last 3 years.
Yeah, fuck.
That was my first 3 years.
I can't imagine that.
No,
yeah.
Not a single dollar, bro. You showed up every fucking day. You did all the shit that you've done for me for the last 3 years. You didn't make a fucking dollar. Not a fucking dollar. Not 50 fucking cents. Not a fucking dollar. And by the way, you had to sleep in your truck the whole time. And not that nice ass truck you drive now. I'm talking about your original truck. Think about that.
Yeah. That's
what the fuck I started with, bro. And I'm not saying that to brag about how hard I had it. I'm telling you, like, you need to be prepared for the fucking suck. It's real shit.
You can't skate around that.
It's different now.
Yeah.
It's different now. There's kids now that are smart, that understand technology, that are making good money. But the problem, and that's cool.
So the suck may not have to be as long.
Doesn't. Yeah. That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
So that's the positive. Like you guys listening and you're like, fuck, this sounds horrible. Yeah. Well, let me tell you the good news. The good news is you got 2 good things playing for you in this arena. Okay. One, most people today are not nearly as ambitious as they were 20 years ago. All right. The young people of today don't value being successful because the education system has fucking worn that out of them. All right. So you have less competition. When I was 18, 19, 20 years old, and I talked to all my buddies, Joe, I know you're the same. Everybody wanted to be wealthy. Everybody wanted to be baller. Everybody wanted to be rich. How many of them are? A couple, a hand, like 2 out of fucking every 100. You see what I'm saying? And Joe, I bring Joe into it because we're close to the same age, or closer to the same age. I don't want to insult you, but I got a couple years on you. But like, dude, we have to understand the reality of what we're talking about here. And the other thing that you guys have is you have this fucking incredible technology that does a lot of things for you. One, there's ways to build cash flow systems. I don't call them businesses. I call them cash flow system, cash flow funnels, many different ways. Okay. Which we didn't have back then. Okay. You have the ability to communicate with customers online. Like you say, oh, I only got 100 followers. Motherfucker, well, there's 1 billion people on the internet that ain't following you that you can fucking DM and talk to. Don't do me, though. Right, I'm just being real. Gary Vee fucked that up for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
A few years ago, he told every motherfucker, be DMing people relentlessly. Bro, my DMs went fucking from 0 to 1,000 in like one day.
Yeah.
I messaged him like, hey, what the fuck? but like, But my point is that you could be reaching out to potential customers through this technology where back when I was doing what I did, I had to go door to door. Didn't have it. All right. So the reason that this is important and an advantage for you guys is because less competition, technology makes it faster. Okay. And so it shrinks down the suck window in the beginning. But here's the problem I see with a lot of young people is that they can develop these little cash flow e-com systems, but they aren't thinking about building a brand. Okay. And so like what ends up happening is they end up, having to chase the next widget or the next program or the next fucking ad campaign
system
over and over and over again. When in reality, if you converted those skills into actually building a real company, now you're building an asset that could be worth 8, 9, 10 fucking figures based off of the skill that you're using, and you're pissing the money away on a fucking Huracan lease. You see what I'm saying? So like, bro, you guys who are, and like, cause I kind of talk a lot of shit about some of these guys that are young and do this shit. But like, dude, the reason I talk shit on it is because you're fucking yourselves.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you guys who are fucking 20 years old, 25 years old, and you got these cash flow fucking funnels coming in. If you're not pouring that into building an actual brand, bro, I'm telling you, as someone who's been down the path, I'm 43 fucking years old. I've made all the mistakes. The biggest mistake you guys are making is not fucking converting that into an actual brand and using the cash flow and the skills that you know over here to build something that's an asset over here.
Yeah.
Because that company's worth money. All my companies are worth a fucking ton of money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Had I just kept selling and 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 never building anything real, I'd still be out there fucking hustling door to door. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, dude, a lot of these younger kids, they start making a few dollars and then they decide, oh, I'm an e-com person. Well, dude, do you not understand that you have the fucking ability and a skill set that very few people have, and that you could easily take that skill set and start a company and drive that company with that skill set using the cash flow to build you an asset that could be worth fucking 100, 200, 500 billion dollars one day? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, that's why I get irritated with it, because I actually get a little jealous. Because I'm like, fuck, dude. If I had that shit when I was fucking 20 years old, I'd already be Bezos.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't have this technology till I was 10 years in the business.
Yeah.
Not in a real way. I mean, dude, social media existed, but it was like not like it is today. What was that? What question are we on?
Number 1.
Did we ask one yet?
No.
Oh shit. Okay.
No, it's a great. Hey, listen, that's extra sauce for you guys.
Yeah.
For our first time listeners. It happens,
Yeah, and I'm not saying this shit to discourage anybody, bro, but I think it's important that you fucking condition yourself to be able to persevere through this. Like, bro, look, for me, dude, look, here's how I'm wired. I know not everybody's wired this way, but here's how I'm wired. And you're listening to this show, so this is how the fuck I'm gonna say it. Back when I was playing fucking football, okay, if the coach said we're running 30 fucking sprints, I'd say, okay, gotta run 30 sprints. No fucking problem. And I'd fucking do it. And I'd give it my all. I'd run the 30 fucking sprints. But if that motherfucker, we got to 30 and he said, all right, we got 2 more, I would fucking throw a fit. I'd be like, fuck you. Dude, this is why I always had to run. This is why I don't run now. Because I'd call him out on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the point of the matter is that, the other times they come in, they say, oh, well, you're going to run until I say stop. Well, bro, that doesn't motivate nobody. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, what are we running? Are we running 20? Are we running 40? Are we running a fucking 100? Like that not knowing drove me crazy. Okay. So that's how I'm wired. So the reason I tell you guys how hard it actually is not to discourage you. It's because I know for me, I would rather know the fucking truth than to get into something that I didn't know and be overwhelmed and have it like fucking bury me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't misinterpret why I'm saying what I'm saying. I want you to win. That's why I do this shit. I do it for fucking free, bro.
Yeah.
I want you to win. I know you can do it, but I'm just letting you know it's not what these people on the internet make it out to be.
Yeah. Andy, question number 1. Let's get into these. Andy, question number 1. Andy, I just started my own business and I know it's going to be hard and it's going to take some time to get off the ground and get going. However, I find myself almost expecting to fail and for it to just be extremely hard. How do I get over this? Is this something that I should get over?
Yeah, you should get over it. I don't expect to fail. I expect to win no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's an expectation. The reason that you expect to lose is because you never won anything. And you've probably lost a lot of things. And the reason that you've probably lost a lot of things is probably because you didn't stick them out, You weren't executing the basic shit, okay? You weren't doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing and you lost. And a lot of people lose early in life because they don't realize, like I said earlier in the monologue, that a lot of what the expectation is to win is underestimated. So people consistently lose over and over again because they have the wrong perception of how the game is played. They think that it should take 3 months when in reality it takes fucking 3 years, right? So they have a false expectation so that everything they try, it never works. Just like the weight loss analogy because eventually those weight loss people, you know what they do? They give up. They say, fuck it, doesn't matter what I take, doesn't matter what I do, I can't lose fucking weight. It is what it is. And they give up and they blame themselves. And that's fucking terrible. That's bullshit. And that's what happens to people in entrepreneurship as well. They think, I don't have it, or I'm going to lose, or I'm a loser. And they believe that because they never won. But the reason they never won is because they had a false expectation of reality.
Yeah.
And so that's why I take the time for the last 30 minutes to explain how important it is to have a reasonable expectation of what the fuck is going on, because it will keep you from becoming disenfranchised and frustrated and quitting, and then creating a pattern where you get 2 or 3 years into everything that you do over the course of your life. And then you don't, because that's what most people do. Most people work on a 2 to 3 year cycle. They go somewhere for 2 years, they get stale, they fucking find something else. They go there for 2 or 3 years, they get stale, they find something else. They go there for 2 or 3 years, they get stale, they find something else. And the problem with that is that never gives you the opportunity to materialize and grow everything that you're putting the work into, which is going to create the result that you're ultimately after.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the vehicle or the business or the mission that you're running. It's how you're running it. Lots of businesses could be ultra successful if they were run properly, right? And this, again, it comes back to people misunderstanding the game. So how do I change my mentality from expecting to lose to expecting to win? It's very simple. You got to do the work even when you think you're still going to lose, okay? And what will happen is you'll start to realize, this is just like 75 hard, bro. Like when you do 75 hard, there's a number of days where you do not feel like it's going your way. You do not, and this is the point. It's hard. It's raining outside. It's cold outside. It's minus 27 degrees outside. It's fucking fuck this. This sucks. But here's the thing. If you simply just persevere through it, even though it sucks, the result still produces itself.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So that's the same with business. Like you can expect to lose, and if you still execute, you'll show yourself that you win. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to trick that self-confidence.
And eventually what will happen is you will learn the game. You'll learn that this is inputs and outputs. You'll learn that this is 1 + 1 = 2. It's not magic. You'll learn that there's no success fairy or blessing that comes down and says, oh, DJ, you're blessed to be successful. That's not how the fuck it works, bro. It's inputs and outputs. It's results. And once you start to learn that game, then you stop it. You will never expect to lose because you know it's very simple. It's as simple as putting the shit in every single day and the result will be there.
Yeah.
And that's why I talk about the work comes before the belief. You've got to work for a long time for the result to come to give you the confidence.
Yeah. And because I feel like I was hearing a little bit like he's almost associating failure with shit being hard. Like, did you get that at all from that? Like, or was that just me? Like he's putting those two in like they're in the same category. Well,
I think that's what kills most people. I think most people, when it gets hard, they quit.
Yeah.
And then they say, well,
that's why it's associated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when do people quit? When do people quit a marathon? They don't quit a marathon on the first fucking mile.
Right.
They quit on mile 18.
Yeah.
And because they quit on mile 18 and then they go run another marathon and it gets hard at 18, they quit again. And then they go and they quit again. And so what ends up happening is they're never able to accomplish their goal of fucking actually completing a marathon because every time it gets hard, they say, I'm going to start over. If you push through that fucking hard, great things happen. That's the fucking lesson here.
I love it, man. Andy, question number 2. Andy, what have you found to be the best way to inspire or motivate your loved ones, friends, or family?
I think people have to be ready to do what they're going to do. And I think a lot of people try to convince them, tell them, encourage them. And really the only way to do it is to do it yourself and have them observe it. You know, like there's a lot of people out there who are like not in shape, right? Like, but they're not fat. They're just not healthy. They're fucking skinny fats, right?
Skinny fat, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I call them, skinny fats. and dude, these people, because they look at a bigger person, right? Like I've experienced this. Like people will come to me who don't train, don't work out, don't fucking eat healthy. They're just like these thinner people. And they'll tell the big person, who was me, oh man, I'd really love to see you lose 100 pounds or shit like that, out of a place of love, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm looking at them, I'm like, fuck you, dude. You're fucking drinking 3 nights a fucking week. I'm not fucking listening to you.
Right.
Like you're full of shit. And so the real way to inspire people is to show them through your actions and results. Okay. And this is why 75 Hard is such a fucking viral program and has been for the last 4 years. People say, oh, it's a fad. Oh, really? Fads last 4 fucking years? This motherfucker's lasting forever, bro. I don't know. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. The witnessing of the process of change, and it's not the transformation. It's not the before or after. It's the inspiration of the relentless process that you go through to facilitate that change. So if you really give a fuck about your family and friends getting healthy or becoming successful, the best thing that you can do is to be that example, even if you're not right now. Maybe you're the skinny fat guy right now. Okay. And you really care. Like, let's say you are that person who's normal, quote unquote, and you're trying to encourage your 400-pound brother to fucking get it done. The best way to do that would be for you to go through the process, even though you don't necessarily need it, because what's going to happen is he's going to see it and he's going to say, fuck, he's really fucking committed, man. That's inspiring to me.
It's possible.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And you show them. You
Yeah.
have to show them. It's not a talk. It's not listen to this podcast. It's not, do this thing. It's fucking do it yourself. And the people that you love and care about will observe it and witness it, and they will be inspired to do the same. And I see this, I know this is fact because I see it every day. I see it every day in my business. I see it every day in Arte Syndicate. I see it every day in 75 Hard and Live Hard. I see it every day with our transformation program at First Form. I see it every fucking day. The minute one of the family members gets in shape or gets their shit together, the whole family does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The whole family does. I'll give you an example of my own family, bro. Like when I first did 75 Hard and when I first lost all that weight in 2015, then progressed into 75 Hard and got my shit together, Sal lost 30 fucking pounds. My dad lost 40 fucking pounds. My mom lost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking tell them to do that. They fucking did it on their own. And they didn't come to me and say, oh, you inspired me, but I'm pretty fucking sure that's what happened.
Right.
So you got to go first, bro. Go first. So other people will follow.
I love it. Andy, a third and final question number 3. Andy, how do you prepare an employee for their first management or leadership position? Can you think back to the first person you promoted to like a leadership position?
Well, look, man, to be a great leader, it's an inside job. All right. There's nothing that we could do as a company. There's nothing you can do as a trainer to make someone a great leader. They have to, it's just like what I just said. They have to want it on their own.
Yeah.
Right. If you put someone in a leadership role that doesn't want to become a great leader, they're not going to be a great leader, no matter what you fucking put in front of them, no matter how much you teach them,
all the seminars. No
matter what books they read. So that's the first thing. They have to fucking want it. Secondly, I think people could do themselves a favor by just listening to the next sentence I'm going to say and remembering it for the rest of your life. Leadership is not about bossing motherfuckers around. It's about serving them. It's about empowering them. It's about getting them in a position where they can do their job effectively and do so in a way that's fulfilling and fun. Not always fun, but most of the time fun. And your job as a leader is to make them able to do that. It's not to fucking say, hey, fucking do this. Or like a lot of people think leadership is like, because like, dude, there's this stereotype of the fucking leader, right? Like me. Okay, let's just be real. Like I'm a fiery person. I give fiery speeches. When people fucking have me speak at their companies, most of the people end with their fucking mouth open. Like, holy fuck, that's who the fuck I am. But that's my style. That's not even that handicaps me as a leader more than it helps me. And people think that that's the skill of a leader because that's what Hollywood shows, or that's what you see in fucking football movies and this and that and the other. Bro, the best leaders in the world, like that's a handicap for me. My emotional intensity is a handicap for me as a leader. I've had to do a tremendous amount of work to become better at that. So like when you guys see that and you think, oh dude, I don't talk like that. I don't have rah, rah, rah. That ain't fucking leadership, bro. That's just their style of leadership. There's 100 different styles. And if you can just understand that one sentence I just said, that leadership is about service and it's not about bossing motherfuckers around, you kind of hack the game right from the get-go. So like, dude, when you're a brand new leader, the best thing you can do, now there's some nuances, like you got to know where the line is, and if they step on your toes, you got to fucking step on their toes back. Shit like that. Because people will take advantage of fucking leaders that are too soft.
Too weak, yeah.
But most leaders are not too soft. Most leaders fucking err on the side of like what they've been shown through media and movies and Hollywood and all this shit. And they think it's rah, 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 you know, but that's not real leadership, dude. It can be, but it's not the only way. And so we have to understand that, you know, true leadership is really simple, dude. You walk into your team and you say, guys, what do you need to do this? We got to do that. Hey, we're trying to build our show on YouTube. We've never done that before. What do you think we should do? And then you listen, and they'll fucking tell you what you think. And then you fucking say what they think. You know, and then they say what they think again. And then what do I say, Keith? Well, what do you need to do that? Joe, what do you need to do that? What do we need? That's all leadership is, bro. And then listening. It's giving your people the tools and the education and the ideas and the path, listening to what they have to say, valuing their feedback, making a decision, and going forward as a team. It's super simple, bro, but people fuck it up because they see this shit on TV. And like, dude, one of the things I regret about myself that I wish I could sometimes change, but I also don't because it's the reason I am who I am. But sometimes I do wish I wasn't as fiery. Sometimes I do wish that I wasn't the speaker that I am and sometimes I wish I spoke, you know, like fucking somebody that wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
no tinfoil hats.
Yeah. So like, dude, cause like when I start feeling it, bro, and people love that passion, but at the same time that can burn people up too. So like, you don't look at someone who's just like that kind of a leader and think, oh, I don't have that, I can't lead. No, right. Motherfucker. Like leadership is very simple. How can I help you guys do what you need to do so that we can build this over here? And what do I need to do my part? Like real talk. Do I not say that to you guys all the time? Do I not say, hey, what can I do better? What do you guys need me to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that not what I say? And then I say, what else do I say? Hey, do you need anything? What do we need? Do we need cameras? Do we need what do we need? Do we get rid of Joe? Right. You know?
Yeah. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up.
But like, bro, you know, this is one of the many teams I have, you know, in this building, but this is my main team. And we fucking talk every day. We talk about what we're doing. There's no fucking ego in it. I mean, maybe you guys talk shit about me when I ain't around. I don't fucking know, but I don't feel like you do. You know, like I feel like we do. I think that's leadership, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I know Syed talks shit.
It's funny you brought that up. I was good. No.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Andy, that was 3, man.
All right.
And some extra sauce.
Yeah, that was 3. Go pay the fee.